तिष्ठत जाग्रत प्राप्य वरान् निबोधत.
Swami Vivekananda says, take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. This is the way to success. This story is about that magnificent personality for whom this idea of Swamiji was the very foundation of his life. And for realizing the very idea, he constructed the Vivekananda Rock Memorial and also founded the Vivekananda Kendra. The story that belongs to that black and white era turned out to be an extraordinary splash of colors from the hands of an ordinary man. In 1963, Kanyakumari was a wee little village in the southernmost tip of Bharat. It is a confluence of three big oceans. Standing on that shore, a man found his dream coming true on that piece of rock in the middle of the ocean. That man was none other than Eknathji Ranade. That dream was constructing a rock memorial for Swami Vivekananda. People called it Shripada Pare. People believed that during one of her incarnations, Goddess Parvati performed her penance on that rock standing on one leg. The mark of her holy foot is still found there, and it is on that same rock Swami Vivekananda realized the mission of his life. In 1963, Swami Vivekananda's birth centenary was celebrated all over India. At that time, the grand idea of constructing a memorial for Swami Vivekananda rose in the minds of people in Kanyakumari. The responsibility of concretizing that idea was given to Eknathji. When he assumed this responsibility, he was nearly 50 years old. Ordinary people generally decide to retire at that age, but Eknathji took steps to cross the ocean. Eknathji was neither a leader of any party nor a rich man. He was not even the head of any religious organization with large number of followers. If at all he had anything, it was a strong faith. What he had before him was a sea of challenges. On the one hand, he had the task of constructing the memorial. On the other hand, he had the responsibility of collecting funds. Thirdly, contacting people. The biggest challenge was getting the permission of the state and central governments. In the face of all these challenges, what Eknathji wanted to do was to make this Vivekananda Rock Memorial a national monument. It should be beyond all controversies and debates. He completed the project without hurting the sentiments of anybody. In order to get the permission for the construction of the Rock Memorial, he got the consent of 323 members of the parliament. Once he got their consent, the pathway for the construction of the memorial was cleared. Shri S.K. Achari was appointed as the chief architect. The final model of the memorial was made ready and the work started. Rock boulders had to be brought from the quarries, and each massive piece of rock had to be transported to the rock island, and each had to be fixed and positioned at the proper place, and that itself was a great challenge. To transport all these goods, barges were used. Near the rock island, a makeshift pavement was constructed. To transport the huge pieces of stones and other large building materials, a trolley track on the gradual ascent of the rock was laid. The construction workers were ready to work with the minimum support of a mere place to stay and even 2 square meals a day. And all those who supported these workers contributed their work unmindful of their time and difficulties. Alongside, Eknathji was constantly getting in touch with important members of society who made their contribution for this work. People belonging to different ideologies and famous personalities and those from different walks of life were frequenting as guests. Eknathji persuaded them to align with his ideals and plan of action. He traveled all over India. He organized various fundraising programs for the construction of the Rock Memorial. Even ordinary members in the society got introduced to this project and also got themselves involved in the construction work of the Rock Memorial. A favorable atmosphere to help the smooth progress of the construction of Rock Memorial was created all over the nation. The Rock Memorial that rose up appeared like a poem on the sea at Kanyakumari. But Eknathji always said, to put up a cement and concrete structure is not the work for which I am born. I am to erect a living and a dynamic monument. 100,000 men and women, fired with the zeal of holiness, fortified with eternal faith in the Lord, unnerved to lion's courage by their sympathy for the poor and the fallen and the downtrodden, will go over the length and breadth of the land, preaching the gospel of salvation, the gospel of help, the gospel of social raising up, the gospel of equality. I wish to erect such a living monument. Viewing from this perspective, building the stone monument was just the first phase of Eknathji's mission. With the tireless work of 650 sculptors and craftsmen, the construction of the monument got completed in just 6 years. About 30 lakh citizens donated at least 1 rupee and contributed for the construction of the monument. The financial aid was extended both by the central government and all the state governments. The then President Shri V.V. Giri inaugurated the memorial. The inauguration ceremony lasted for 2 months. It was attended by dignitaries from both within and outside Bharat. Swami Vivekananda has said, each work has to pass through these stages: ridicule, opposition, and then acceptance. Eknathji faced these. Today, the monument has become the center of attraction for all. Each and every aspect of the monument exhibits Eknathji's nature, his working ability, and his futuristic vision. The rock memorial consists of 3 parts: Vivekananda Mandapam, Sripada Mandapam, Dhyana Mandapam. Meditation. This is the speciality of the rock. Swamiji came to the rock in the month of December 1892. During his tour of India, he had the opportunity to get first-hand experience of Mother Bharat. Swamiji came to this rock carrying the image of Bharat in his heart. Now, the question that arose in Swamiji's mind is, what is my role in the reconstruction of Bharat? Meditating for 3 days and nights, a vision was churned out of the countless thoughts that rose in his mind. The darkness got dispelled and all the doubts cleared. Wisdom dawned, and Swamiji commenced his mission to serve Mother Bharat, guided by that vision. To make Bharat the Jagat Guru, he began traveling both within and outside Bharat. He brought alive the past, present, and future of Bharat with his powerful and spirited orations. Bharat will rise once again, but not with a physical strength, but with a spiritual strength, rise up from destruction, holding the flags of peace and friendship. Education. It is only through education that people gain self-confidence. Have faith in yourself. Stand up with the help of that faith. Become strong. We want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. So long as the millions live in hunger and ignorance, I hold every man a traitor who, having been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. Each idea of Swamiji created awareness among people. With that awareness, Eknathji desired that every individual should bring out one's potential, and the inner light will help everyone realize that the mission of one's life is to participate in the rebuilding of Bharat. Eknathji founded Vivekananda Kendra with the same vision. When the work of the Rock Memorial got completed, he got involved in expanding the work of Kendra. He gave a clarion call to the youth of the nation to dedicate their lives to the work of Kendra. It was well received and earned good results. Many decided to dedicate their entire life to serve society. Their work extended up to the foothills of Arunachal Pradesh. This music of hope is resonating in the mountains of Arunachal Pradesh. These were the first fruits of Eknathji's visionary plan. In 1970, Arunachal plunged into a major turmoil. There were plans to destroy the beautiful local culture of the natives of peaceful Arunachal Pradesh. Conspiracies were made to trap the simple and innocent indigenous tribes. Eknathji witnessed all these from close quarters. He planned to open educational institutions in Arunachal Pradesh with the cooperation of the then Lieutenant Governor K.A.A. Raja. In those days, opening a school in Arunachal Pradesh, running it successfully, teaching and learning were all laughable matters. But with the introduction of standard education, basic infrastructure, committed teachers, and multifaceted growth, all these special features changed the face of education department thoroughly. This contribution of Kendra in the field of education paved way for the younger generation to channelize their energies in the right direction. Today, the Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas stand as a synonym for quality education. The scenario is similar in Assam. The Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas in Assam have made a special mark for themselves. Through the Arun Jyoti scheme, the Karyakartas are giving a new thrust to the ideals of Eknathji. In Arunachal Pradesh, Vivekananda Kendra runs Kasturi Gandhi Vidyalaya. The school dropouts among young girls are brought back to school once again. Besides academic education, skills are also imparted and the girl children gain new identities in their lives. Anandalayas are held in the tea estates of Assam. Here, the daily wage laborers work to earn their daily meals. To create a bright future for the children of the workers, Kendra is providing not only education but imparts the values of Bharatiya culture. The Vivekananda Kendra Institute of Culture in Guwahati is a manifestation of another dimension of Eknathji's vision. The institute is carrying out various research activities. Their focus is to identify the commonalities underlying the diverse cultures and traditions of the various tribes of the indigenous people of the northeastern states. Besides enriching their culture, this institute also focuses on improving their economic status. To conduct these research activities, the people of these native communities are also involved. Apart from these, Kendra also provides health services in the villages of the northeastern states. Service to mankind is service to God. With this mantra at the heart of every worker, the work of Kendra is expanding. Vivekananda Kendra is now functioning at around 1,030 locations in 24 states and 2 union territories. The headquarters of the Kendra, which is located at Vivekanandapuram in Kanyakumari, clearly states the priorities of the Kendra, such as serving in the field of education, giving medical aid, developing rural areas, and creating social awareness among people. Kendra regularly conducts Samskara Varga, Swadhyaya Varga, yoga classes and personality development camp across the country. There is also a publication unit owned by the Kendra which is actively engaged in propagating the ideas of Swami Vivekananda in most of the languages of Bharat. This is a spiritual mission to elevate every ordinary man to the level of Narayana, which is what Eknathji wanted to realize. Eknathji, who made 2 of the most ambitious projects of Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Vivekananda Kendra a practical reality, was born at Timtala village in the district of Amaravati in Maharashtra. He was born in an ordinary family with father, mother, and 8 brothers and sisters. Eknathji's ideals were clear even when he was pursuing an MA in philosophy in Nagpur. From childhood, he was affiliated with the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Eknathji devoted his entire life to the society. The monumental work of the memorial was entrusted to him while he was in charge of the national responsibility of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Eknathji was a polite and committed volunteer. He was never half-hearted in any work. He had a unique way of getting along with the general public and volunteers of various movements. Each of his letters is a manifestation of his organized thinking and meticulous execution of his ideas. Since he took charge as organizing secretary of Vivekananda Rock Memorial Committee in 1963, he wrote over 25,000 letters. He had a unique understanding of the intricacies in the functioning of any organization. Eknathji's entire life had merged with the spirit of Swami Vivekananda. During his college days, the ideas of Swami Vivekananda made a great impact on him. In later years, he compiled Swamiji's thoughts and published the book Rousing Call to Hindu Nation. Subsequently, Eknathji performed the task of establishing the Kendra. Such a life is not just the story of success and fame, but a meaningful one. Eknathji's life not only won him the respect of people, but stands as an example for people to follow his footsteps. Because Eknathji made the ideas of Swamiji as the focal point of his life.